Hello again. This is the last piece of writing that you have submitted to me for the purposes of this project. Thank you very much. The question says, you received this email from your friend Joe. The subject of the email is restaurant work, and later the question asks you to respond to this email. Unfortunately, you can't help Joe. Reply to Joe's email explaining why you can't help, recommending someone else who could help in the restaurant, and saying why he or she would be useful. So the question has actually asked you to include 3 pieces of information there. Right. Coming to your response, hi Joe. You've started with hi, and it's an informal email, so that's the appropriate way of starting the email. Firstly, I want to say congratulations. The initial sentence that you've started with firstly, so the reader has this impression that you have quite a few points to mention. So starting with firstly is very good. I want to say congratulations. Congratulation is a word that we would use in a different form. It's not used in the singular form. So I would like you to go back to your notes, if possible, and see in what form we would use this word. You've used it in the correct context, but there might be a slight spelling issue here. I'm really happy to hear that you are opening your new restaurant next week. Again, you're using informal language here, and you've got the correct direction for the apostrophe, which is very good. You've used good adjectives. To here, you've used the infinitive, which is very good, that you are opening your new restaurant next week. You have used the present continuous in the form of talking about the future tense, which is a very good use of your grammar. You are my best friend, and I know you really need help, and you can't trust everybody in your new business. But unfortunately, I'm busy now, and I'm not looking for a job anymore because I have a good job now, and I have responsibility about that. This is a very good sentence that you've got, but the first point I'd like to make is it's quite a long sentence. So can I suggest that you add punctuation? You add maybe commas or semicolons, or maybe even a full stop somewhere in this sentence. So I'm not going to give you any designated points. I'd like you to go over this sentence again and try and uh, convey it or turn it into maybe 2 or 3 shorter sentences. That's one thing examiners pick up on in your exam, in that they don't like such a long sentence. Going back to the sentence again, you're my best friend and I know you really need help and you can't trust everybody in your business. Because it's a negative sentence, can I ask you to look at this word everybody? Okay, and um, when we talk about negative or questions, we don't use everybody, we use another form. So go back to your notes and see if you can find that. In your new business, but unfortunately I'm busy now and I'm looking for a new job. I'm sorry, I'm not looking for a new job anymore. So here you have clearly answered the question, which stated why you can't um, go for the job that Joe has um, advertised, which is very good. Because I have a good job now and I have responsibility about that. Can I ask you to take a look at about that? I have responsibility about that. This is a part that you might not necessarily need. However, I would suggest that you either come up with an alternative for this. If not, we don't actually need this in the sentence. Okay? Moving on to the next paragraph. But I think I can help you in other ways. Well done. I can see, Judge, going from our last piece of work that we had with the word other, you have included the plural noun following it, which is very good. Other ways. Can I point out here also that we can see quite a few um, but, if that's the correct way of saying it. You've used but quite a few times. Can I suggest that you try and use synonyms, other words meaning but, because at level 1 we're looking to expand our vocabulary as well, so the examiner will be seeing your range of vocabulary in your writing. So it's not incorrect grammatically, but I'd like you to try and think of a substitute for this with the same meaning if possible. So these would be sentence linkers or paragraph linkers, and you have a handout on this. You can refer back to that. But I think I can help you in other ways. I want to recommend you one of my friends who is chef and has good experience about working in restaurant. You have clearly answered again the third part of the question, which is could you recommend somebody to help Joe? And you've clearly done that there. A slight, a few little grammatical errors there. I want to recommend you one of my friends. I want to recommend you. Can I suggest the use of a preposition here? So I'm going to underline it here for you. And if you would kindly take a look at the list of prepositions that you have to use in this space that I've highlighted. I want to recommend you, space for a preposition, one of my friends who is, you've used the correct pronoun here for who, very good, following the person, who is chef. Now, chef is the name of a job, it's a profession. And if you remember, when we were talking about articles, we said at the beginning, or should I say before the name of a job, the title of a job, we use a specific article. So could you kindly go back to your notes and revise what article it is we use before a job? Who is chef and has good experience about working in restaurant. Very good. Restaurant, as you may well know, is countable. And for countable nouns, we would need, again, an article. Remember that restaurant here is single, so you would need to use the single article for this noun. So I'm going to underline this as well, please. I know him very well since I was child, and I think he is really suitable for you and your business. I'm going to stop there because, again, this is quite a long sentence. I know him very well, so this is the present simple tense you're talking about now. Very good. I know him very well since I was child. Okay. You have used since, and you've used the past simple. Can I ask that you take a look at this again? This is grammar that you want to take a look at, this aspect. So remember, you've used since and you're using the past simple. A alternative tense would be more appropriate for this part of your sentence. So it's not the past simple you're looking for. You're looking for an alternative tense here, please, because child is a time in the past, but you're talking about an action that started in the past and continues up to now. So that's not the past simple you need, it's another tense. And I think he is really suitable for you and your business and can help you in your new business. Okay. Please note the comma I've just added here. That is what I have added, and I think that would be quite suitable, so I'm not going to count that as any of the mistakes. He is looking for a job. Well done. You've added the article a in front of job, and job is a countable noun. It's single, so you've used the single article here. And so basically, whatever you've used here would be the same principle that you would use where I've highlighted previously. He is looking for a job because he doesn't have any job at the moment. Very good. Once again, any, we learnt this in entry 2, any is used for negative, so you've used it in the correct context, but it's used for negative and plural. Following any, you need to have the plural noun. Here, your noun is job and it's singular. So can I ask you to take another look at this word any and substitute it for the correct word, please? The correct article that you would need to correspond with the single noun. Your final paragraph, if you need any more information about him or want to meet him, please do not hesitate to contact me. That's a very good way of closing your letter. That's a clear indication of your conclusion, and up to now you have answered all the points which were mentioned in the question. You've ended with good luck and your name, which is a very good way of ending an informal letter. So to recap, could I ask you to take a look? So review, so you'd be reviewing your notes, all points regarding articles which would be corresponding or suitable to single or plural nouns. So if you could take a look at your notes for that, and also articles which are used for jobs. But we had a whole lesson on articles. We had the, a, an, or no article, and one of the aspects in that lesson was regarding jobs. So if you could take a look at that once again, please. The good points of this letter that you've written, which are quite a few, are that you have clearly used the correct format for an informal letter, starting with hi and at the end saying good luck and using abbreviations, which is correct. You have answered all parts of the question, and you have used very good vocabulary. So I'm talking about the adjectives and the words that you've used. The adjectives and the words like congratulations and responsibility and recommend and all of these that you've used, nouns. Well done. I'm very happy with that. So if you would kindly go back to this letter once again, see if you can correct any of these, and I will go back and provide feedback. And this would be the last piece of writing that you have submitted, or you will submit for the purposes of this project. Thank you.